Hello! This is SD Traveler here, and yes, this is highly dangerous, so don't do this at all. Like, don't. Just because I'm doing it doesn't mean that you need to do it. I am going to give you this Canada update real quick, and what I recommend and what I don't recommend. And we're gonna do it in 4 minutes. Okay, ready, set, go! So from right at the beginning, I can tell you that Canada is very pretty. They have their shit together way more than America does, that's for sure. They recycle, they throw out trash, and they have a diverse group of people there that all get along and don't have problems being in the same subway together, eating dinner in the same restaurant. Like, none of that stuff that we usually have, like, in America. And of course, this is just from my view of seeing Toronto and Niagara Falls, and it was pretty amazing. So what I do recommend on Niagara Falls, on the American side, the couple things that I recommend is Cave of the Winds. You get very up close and personal to the American Falls. And then I also recommend going to the Three Sister Islands, which is a very short walk. I don't even think it's a half a mile straight across all 3 islands. But the history is kind of cool, and you get to see the start of the Horseshoe Falls when you go there. On the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, I do recommend doing behind, what's it called? It's like behind the caves or something like that, and it's on the Canadian side, and you get to basically walk behind the Horseshoe Falls. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's still really cool to see because you get an up close and personal sort of view. I also recommend doing the illumination cruise, which is only on the Canadian side. You get to see the illuminating lights on Niagara Falls. You get to have a 45-minute ferry ride, and you also get to have good music and a drink while you're doing all that. A little on the more pricey side, but considering that you get a free boozy drink while you're on the cruise, it's actually pretty nice. And on that side note, they also are kind of weird on customer service in Canada. They're not nearly as friendly as the American side. You know, like if I work in the fudge shop and I'm like, oh, I want to try this kind of fudge, we give you fudge, and we don't really like say much more. We just tell you the sale and move on. If you want to try a slice of fudge, they expect you to buy the slice. But on the Canadian side, I do recommend those. And then the last thing I do recommend is just walking around and taking it in. It's very cool. There's a lot of little shops. And I also recommend going, yes, up the hill into like the downtown area. They have a lot of bars, and they have a rainforest cafe. Very cool. After that, really, there's not really much in Toronto that I do recommend, sadly. So we're gonna move on to the Toronto side. On Toronto side, I'd say that I recommend, probably out of everything we did, the CN Tower was really cool to see. Very, very disorienting, but really cool. Pick your time wisely. You only get to go up once. So I recommend the CN Tower. I recommend what is it? It's like the Royal Museum, which the name says Royal, but it's got like everything in there, from like dinosaurs to Egyptian to Rome. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything. And finally, the other thing that I really do recommend is Casa Loma. I actually call it Castle Loma, but it's called Casa, like C-A-S-A Loma. Very cool to see. That was actually featured in one of the X-Men movies, and it's kind of cool because you get like this little background and history. Very beautiful, very great for pictures, and weddings apparently, because there was a wedding going on when we were there. And let's see, I think that's really it. Ripley's Aquarium was cool. We bought this thing called City Pass. So if you go to Toronto, I definitely recommend getting City Pass. It's $80 or $85, and you get to spend basically however, it's like 9 days doing all the attractions, which includes everything that we did in the videos. Like everything you see is in the booklet. So that was cool. And then if you guys get a chance while you're in Canada, go and stay in Algonquin Provincial State Park. That was so amazing. Like, there is so much wildlife. The people are really nice. It's kind of secluded, but there are a lot of hiking trails, so you get to spend some time doing that, and it's really cool. And it's a nice natural experience. So you guys should definitely go check all that out. I know it's not what you guys were probably wanting, but I just wanted to give you guys a little something and let you guys know what I do recommend. Canada is really nice, and if you never have experienced it before, go and check it out. It's definitely worth it. But really, that's it from me. I got a lot to do. I got a whole thing going on. Go check out my YouTube channel, my blog, my Facebook page. Everything is going to be accessible by going to my blog first. That's going to have everything on the page, all the links set up, so you just have to click and then you're good. So make sure to subscribe, and thank you guys so much for your support. I can't wait to see what happens, and follow my YouTube channel because I've got a month worth of adventures coming, and see you guys in the next one. Peace out.